Here we are, episode 65. 6-5. About to get started. We got a full house. We got everybody in tonight's session. We got Jesse, we got Dizzy, we got Rachel, we got Kyle, Eric. Can't forget Eric. They're all here tonight, including myself. Hey. And we're going to pick up where we left off, and that means we are going to see what happens with this strange, almost out of place encounter in a ghoulish tavern deep below the gauntlet. So let's introduce our players and get into this. We're going to start with Dizzy. Dizzy, you're up first. What's going on? Introduce your character and yourself.
Well, I'm pretty sure up to this point everybody knows me as Dizzy, the multiple character shifter. I play Elise, the rogue, kind of staying in the shadows for now, just to watch to see how everything plays out and find a little amusement, as this is probably going to be very entertaining for everybody. At least I hope, and nobody dies.
Excellent. I think it will be very entertaining. We shall see. Rachel, number 1, plays Althea. Introduce yourself.
I didn't quite catch all of that, but I'm assuming you're just about to introduce me. All I heard was Althea. So that is me. That is I, Rachel. I play Althea. She is a gnome cleric. She's out there trying to do good, suppress evildoers, but, you know, in her own almost mousy kind of way. She has a big supporter role with the group, always trying to look out for them despite their decisions and, you know, certain actions. But yeah, looking forward to the session.
Excellent. Kyle, you're up next.
Oh boy. Hi guys, I'm Kyle. I've formerly played Arthurian, now Vergrunder. He's the dwarf sort of battle master of the group. I like to get in thick, swinging them hammers. I live to pick a fight, and I will absolutely go to any means to stop Belcora. That even means if I have to crawl down there, smack her once and die, that means I've done my job. So yeah, although been playing the more diplomatic role the last couple sessions, surprisingly went in my favor, and now we have the cluster that's about to happen. So yeah, sorry in advance, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Kyle. Eric, you're up next. Introduce yourself, my friend.
I'm Eric. I play Cassandra the monk. She loves supporting Vergrunder as he gets into the mix. More of a skirmisher, come in, hit them while Vergrunder's got their attention, and back away again. She excels at patching people up after the fight. Nothing that she's faced in these vaults has caused her more anxiety than what she's about to be asked to do now, which is to go on a stage. She'd rather fight the whole tavern than have to do that. The decision is taken out of her hands, and so she is sweating buckets trying to figure out just what the heck she's going to do. Her biggest challenge, however, is going to be to remember to call Vergrunder and not keep calling him Arthurian.
Yep, I feel you. All right, thanks for that. And finally, we've got Jesse, who's playing remotely tonight.
Hey guys, I'm Jesse, and of course I play Sheppy, our reckless ball of fire sorcerer. He lately has been getting us in the...
Yes, you are. Awesome. And of course, everybody's got some bonus XP tonight. Everybody's got 2 or 3 tonight, except Kyle, who's going to get an extra one for doing the recap. So, Kyle, give your recap briefly, and then you'll have 1 bonus hero point to give to one of your fellow friends who has less than 3 hero points. 3 is the max. So go ahead, give us the recap.
Numbered 12 to 5, but I like those odds. Give me a clearer field and a nice hammer. We'll take care of that problem. And yeah, we're going to see just what all we're going to get into with this. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully things don't go too terribly chaotic. Also, I give my extra hero point to Althea.
Okay, Althea, you got 3.
Woohoo.
And I should note everybody's level 6. There was a level up during this little break in the action. You've had a chance to sit back and reflect. So that's all taken care of. So everybody's level 6, which isn't a big deal in Pathfinder. Level 6 gives you a few minor things. Level 5 is a big one. Level 6, not so much. But yeah, everybody's a little bit better. How's that?
I'm enjoying it so far by the little bit of play testing I've done.
Let me turn this down a little bit. That's good. All right. As the companions have gathered themselves in this strange new atmosphere, one filled with ghouls, a large drider, and a motley crew of musicians. The tavern house band, in fact. Shadow Malice. Companions have found out that the name of this strange tavern below the Gauntlet is actually called the Warped Brew Tavern, and it's run by a bunch of ghouls. It seems to be a gathering point for those that are waiting for the flesh warping that seems to be a thing down here, or in the Gauntlet. Flesh warping, of course, is a ritualistic, magical type of modification to the body, producing grotesque-looking creatures as a result. Some say it was originated by the Drow, dark elves, which are quite possibly non-existent in Galarian, but we won't go into that, because I love the Drow. So as they tried to mingle with this crowd and try and pick up on some clues of what's going on, Sheppy the goblin hitting on the Drider, Althea and Cassandra remaining behind, cautious, watching left and right for any false moves. Althea, of course, incidentally, is the only one producing any type of light in this chamber, the ghouls being very accustomed to darkness and able to see, but providing light she does for her human friends. Elise hiding in the shadows, being the rogue of the group, kind of keeping distant, watching and observing. But it is Sheppy and it is the dwarf, Grunder, who are the most active in this conversation that erupts between this motley crew. Shadow Malice, there's 4 of them, strange creatures. One looks to be some type of dwarf type of creature. Another one is a ratkin. Another one is this large, almost lizard-like creature. The other one is a mysterious, pale-colored flesh, tall individual. Can't tell what that is. But they all have instruments, and they all come from a back door that leads to the stage. That round area is the stage. There's a door to the east where they came from. They entered the stage and began speaking to the new clients, the new customers of the establishment, particularly the dwarf and the goblin. Through this conversation, it was discovered that those in attendance tonight, all the ghouls, were in the mood for a challenge. These newcomers, they seem to have some talent. Yeah, talent. Perhaps they can be a challenge for Shadow Malice. And a chant began to erupt amongst all the ghouls in the tavern, until finally the motley crew arrived, wondering what's going on. Who are these would-be challengers? The result of the conversation was this. The challengers shall take their spot on stage. We'll see how good they really are at performing. There's plenty of instruments to play, but individually you can do whatever you want. See if you can impress not only us, but everyone here tonight, all the ghouls in attendance. There would be 2 rounds to this competition. If you are successful in oohing and ahhing all the ghouls and everybody in attendance, not only might you become the new house band, but you can freely pass through the tavern at your leisure, and no one will harm you. But if you fail, death is certain. You shall die. So it's proclaimed by the speaker of this motley crew, a ratkin, female. 2 rounds. The first round, 4 of you individually will set foot on this stage and impress us. Let's see if you're worthy for an actual challenge to us. Individually, you will come up on the stage. You will make performance checks and see how good you can do at this. You can choose whatever you want, use your imagination, be creative, and, of course, describe what you're doing. It'll be a performance check. The results thereof will modify and carry over into round 2's check. All right? So each of you, one at a time, 4 of you, will be on stage to see how good you do. Then we'll go to round 2. That's going to be a battle of the bands. Shadow Malice will step forward and play their music for you. Surely it will be impressive. And that's what you're going to have to beat. And then you will come up as a group, the 4 participants in round 1. You have all these instruments here. It's going to be a musical thing. So you've got all these instruments. There's an old rag. It looks like a piano or whatever that is there. There's a couple lutes you can use, some drums, bongos, whatever you want, whatever your imagination could come up with. You will play a song. One of you will be the checker, the tester, the one who will roll the dice. The remaining 3 will roll aid checks, and whatever modifiers you get will modify the main performer's performance check. On top of this, how well you did in the round 1 will also modify the roll, and it's all stackable. So do as good as you can. That's the challenge. Again, if you are successful, you could pass through unharmed, drink, eat. There's plenty of raw flesh to consume. But if you fail, well, we shall see. So with that, who is going to be our 4 performers, companions?
I'll give it a go.
Yep, I'll be up there too.
Well, if with Elise kind of walking the area, that's pretty much everybody else in the chat tonight.
It is. It is.
Good luck.
So with that, who's going to be the first one to jump up on stage?
I'm gonna step to the side and let Sheppy go first.
Jeffy?
Are you sure?
Don't burn the place down.
That's fine. I'll go first.
All right.
Can I do something while he's performing? We're not like secluded backstage, closed off from the audience, right?
Do whatever you want.
We could ask them if they could give us some time to prepare.
Oh, so my intention is I want to, what is it, rub elbows? What is it called?
Mingle?
Mingle, and use my diplomacy to just, because, Althea genuinely, like, believes in her friends, or her allies, her companions. And she, especially if Sheppy's going first, she knows quite a bit about him, and she doesn't know what he's performing, but, I could see her going around talking it up. And if anybody, like, I don't speak common or anything like that, I also speak undercommon. So language might not be an issue.
Language isn't an issue.
Yeah, she just wants to, I'm a huge fan of Sheppy. He's such a funny guy. I've seen him do all sorts of things. He's really talented. Just talk up her friends.
Okay, I know what you're doing. Give me a diplomacy check. Diplomacy check. As you mingle. Blind.
Yeah, like I hype up the crowd.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like this blind?
Yes.
All right. Keep in mind I have group impression, so I don't know how it'll help, but just make people a little bit more friendly towards us. That'd be great. All right. It is on its way.
Oops, I put you on the table.
Whoa. She hasn't had anything to drink yet. It's a little too early in the night to be standing on tables.
Okay. Group impression. When you make an impression, you can compare your diplomacy check result with the will DCs of 2 targets instead of 1. It's possible to get a different degree of success for each target. The number of the number of targets, plural, increases to 4. If you're an expert, you're not an expert, are you?
Oh, I sure am.
Oh, you are. Okay.
I am.
4. If you're an expert, 10. If you're a master, 25. If you're legendary. All right. So an
I
expert.
could woo the whole room. Everybody, listen to me. Here, here, here.
All right. So yeah, you're mingling and talking up your friends. You're trying to make an impression on these folks. A whole group of them, in fact.
Meanwhile, Sheppy's getting ready backstage. and Althea's sweating like, oh god, I hope he does okay. I'm talking him up. I hope they're not disappointed.
This could go bad. This could go real bad.
Hero points! You have hero points!
And from what you judge from reading these ghouls in the conversation, particularly the ghouls, none of the other creatures or creature, they seem to be very responsive to you. They're like, oh, really? Oh, I can't wait till he comes on. He's really that good, is he? So you're getting a positive response for a few of them. So well done. And Cassandra, what are you doing while you see your friend Althea mingle off or linger off, walk off to talk to these ghouls?
She's just sort of sitting there looking at her doing that, and like, they're ghouls. They're undead, corpse eating, and she just feels she's in some sort of weird dream that this is a thing that's happening. And she's like, okay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And she likes Sheppy, she really does, and she doesn't. But part of her is like, why are we in this problem? Is it because he was being inappropriate with the bouncer? Like, she's so overwhelmed right now against the backdrop of eventually people are going to look at her and expect her to go on a stage, and she's not sure what she's going to do.
When in Rome.
So I guess to answer it more simply, say anxiety attack.
Oh no.
He's heavy breathing.
Yeah, she tries meditating, actually. She feels the anxiety building up, so she gets into like lotus position and she tries meditating.
Okay. All right. We'll assume you guys, before you started doing this, got together and said, okay, here's the situation. Here, I'll do this and you do that. So there's some talk going on. Knowing that, Althea goes on to linger a little bit. Sheppy, what are you doing?
Okay, Sheppy's going to make his way to the stage.
All right, you're up first. You're going to do this.
All right. For my performance, I am going to need a volunteer from the audience. And I have someone in mind. You know who you are. Miss Spider Girl, get over here.
Thorian's jaw just hit the deck.
Wait a minute.
Come on up here on stage.
All right, I'm going to have you make a diplomacy check again for this because you're doing this. There's going to be some mods to the DC, but go ahead and make a diplomacy check to request.
Eddie's just watching with an eyebrow raised.
Be on its way.
Okay. What'd you get? She looks intrigued as she turns about, seeming not to be interested in what's happening here with this conversation, but she does hear you speak in her direction, and she turns and she looks towards you with this face that's ungodly, demonic, and you can see these little mandibles on the sides kind of click, click, and clack, clack as they move left and right. And she lets out a sigh and turns back towards her book, seemingly unimpressed.
What's the matter? Are you shy? Don't you want to see me impersonate you? If you come up here, I'll show you how I can be a Drider myself. I'm quite good at it. Come on. It'll be fun.
And then there's a hush that falls over all the ghouls right now, and there's a silence, and all the ghouls start looking. Yes, go on up. We want to see what happens with the goblin. He's supposed to be really talented. She takes a deep sigh. She closes her book and turns towards the goblin. Okay. And she begins to approach. The crowd opens up, and she slowly approaches the stage. This better be good, goblin, or I shall feed on you.
Arthurian?
Don't look at me. You're on your own, lad. Don't worry.
You better
I'll
not
get
make a
her off
fool
you.
of me. I warn you, goblin.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So, what Sheppy does now is he takes his ale that he's been holding, and he's going to produce flame in his hand, not against anyone, just to heat up the drink. So it bubbles and boils until it boils away. And you know how when you overboil something, it smokes real heavy?
Steam.
So I picture it makes like a cloud of smoke around me and the Drider, so people can't see what I'm doing. So the ghouls can't see.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip on my helm, my hat of disguise, and I'm going to use it to make myself look like a small, maybe a little bit bigger than Sheppy form of a humanoid Drider
Okay.
with the mandibles.
All right, let me read this. The hat of greater disguise. The ordinary-looking hat allows you to cloak yourself in illusions. The hat casts a second-level illusionary disguise spell. While setting up the disguise, you can magically alter the hat to appear as a comb, a ribbon, helm, or other piece of headwear. Illusionary disguise. It's a
I'll
level
make
1
it in
spell.
the hair, like the Drider.
So you're trying to look like a little tiny miniature Drider, goblin-sized Drider.
Yeah, I'm gonna imitate her form, but as a smaller one.
Doesn't change your voice, scent, or mannerisms.
I think it's a heightened spell. It casts the heightened version of it, the second level. So it'll change my voice too.
Is it? What is it? Yeah, second level illusionary disguise. Okay, let me keep reading here. Also disguises your voice and scent. All right, so what are you trying to do? You can make yourself look like this. Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna make myself smell, sound, and look just like a small Drider. Male form.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And as the smoke disappears, standing there is the big Drider and a little Drider. And Sheppy says, "See? I told you. It's pretty good, isn't it? I look just like you." No?
It's not that good, Goblin. I know it's you. This is just a
What do you-
simple illusion.
What do you people say? Do I look like her? Come on. Give me a cheer if you like it.
All right, go ahead and make a deception roll. Blind. On the ghouls in attendance. All the ghouls in the room, their mouths drop as they see you suddenly turn into this miniature version of this menacing Drider. Not the same, but another Drider. And they're all like, oh, it's magic. It must be magic. He's a magician. It's pretty much what you're getting from them. So yeah, they're going for it. They are impressed. So what is your performance? Otherwise, you're just doing this trick, which is obviously a magic trick to them.
Okay, it's basically I'm showing them that I can imitate anybody in the room, and I just picked the hardest person in the room to imitate.
Okay, we'll go with that. All right, so, all right. Well, give me your performance check, because we have to have that. Because you're not doing this to hurt anybody or anything. It's just, look what I could do.
It's on its way.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I want to make these public. No, not public. Not these ones. All right, I have your roll. Do you have any lore in
Underworld?
Yeah, but nothing to do with deception or anything?
I have a feat for lying. It's in my feats.
What is
I
it?
think. Charming liar.
Yeah.
Up a little. Right there.
Very good, Chapt.
I picked that one a long time ago when I first rolled the character.
All right. As you do this and carry on conversing, like, look at me, look what I can do. Yes, I could turn into this beautiful woman before us, this Drider. And you change into this small Drider. The ghouls look quite impressed. Quite a few of them, not all of them, but some of them look impressed. And there's a few claps, like, oh, that was good. I like that. Yeah. And yeah, nothing overwhelming. So hit or miss. Okay.
Okay.
And then the female Drider looks down at you and she goes, "Pah! Simple magic." And she wanders back to the bar. Okay, if you're done, not overwhelming response, but you got a few claps, a couple little claps, and yeah, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna keep the Drider form for now.
Okay, so you scuttle over off the stage, past our.
I'll go over by our again. Okay. Good luck. Give him an elbow.
Oh, what have you gotten me into, Chapt?
You up next, Grinder?
I'll give it a go.
All right, what you gonna do?
Gonna sheathe my mace. I'm gonna clip my shield and rest it against the stage. I'm gonna pull one of those tables up onto the stage, and he's gonna yell out across the crowd, "All right, I need 2 of you whelps up here and have a seat on the top of this table."
No problem getting demonstrators, or not demonstrators, volunteers. 2 of them come up. So you're gonna haul a table up on stage?
Yep.
Okay, you could do that.
All right, now I want you to sit down on the top of the table, real nice and pretty like.
Okay.
As they do, Arthurian sort of pivots around the side and sort of slides up underneath the table, both hands gripping up on the flats of the boards. He attempts to then push himself up, lifting the table with 2 ghouls upon it.
All right, make an athletics check.
Public or blind?
Public. Your DC isn't too bad.
30.
Ooh. You hoist it up there without any problem whatsoever. With ease, you lift up this table above your head, and each of the ghouls on the top, they look kind of like scared all of a sudden at how quick you did this, and they're kind of grabbing on tight as they sit there on the edges. And the crowd goes, oh. Now I would like you to make a performance check.
Oh, I wasn't done, Fritz. The next thing I'm gonna
Oh,
cut a little jig and dance with my feet while I'm lifting them up in the air.
all right. No check required. Go ahead and make your performance check. No separate check, I should say. Go ahead and make your performance check. And make that blind.
On its way.
What's your strength mod?
+4.
Okay. There's a lot of oohs and ahs from the audience. They can't believe that this dwarf could pick up that table with 2 ghouls atop it. And both the ghouls on the top of the table look pretty scared, but all the rest of them break out in some applause. They're quite impressed by what you did. Very good.
Then for my last trick, I'm going to literally walk over and set the table back down where it was.
Well, they're still on it.
Yeah, while they're still on it.
Okay, I'll let you do that. Your athletics check was so good. I'm letting you do that. With no checks. No problem.
Recover my shield, strap it back on. I'm gonna look to Cassandra and sort of flip her thumbs up. You got this, lassie.
Awesome.
She smiles weakly.
They're quite impressed with the dwarf. Even Shadow Malice looks quite impressed. Not bad, dwarf, not bad. You are quite entertaining indeed. Cassandra?
So Cassandra is going to go to the stage, and she wants to put on a tumbling act with graceful leaps and flips, sort of like the wire foo from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that kind of thing.
All right. Minus the wires.
Minus the wires, yes. No, when she does it, it's for real. So tell me what kind of check that should be.
So are you doing like a little demonstration like kata? You know, you're doing some kicks and flips and twirls, maybe a jump off the wall to be impressive.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Very much like a dance. A wushu or
Trying to
something.
make it like a dance, I suppose, yeah.
Okay. Let me think. It's definitely going to be your performance check.
I was thinking maybe acrobatics as well, but I don't know.
Athletics or acrobatics, because what I want to see how effective you are at the actual act of carrying out the punches and kicks and twists and twirls. So use either one you want. Just make me an athletics or an acrobatics check. Blind. No, don't make that blind. Make that public. Let's all see what you roll. That'll be a public one. Okay. Acrobatics, 18. You happy with that?
Sure.
Okay. Based on that roll, and what you're describing to me of what you're doing, I have a DC in mind, so I know where you sit. So go ahead and make the actual performance roll now.
And this is private?
Yeah, let's keep that one blind. Would you like to use a hero point? You rolled a 1. I'll tell you that because you were so good at it with the original check.
I suppose. So I'll just roll again.
Okay, hero point. Okay. After a false start, you almost trip, but you catch yourself. And then you follow through with your actual dance, your kata performance, where you're bouncing off the floor, you're bouncing off the walls, 3-point landing, all that good stuff. And it looks impressive. It looks great. In your mind, it seems to all go according to plan. But as you conclude your performance, there is a silence. You notice that none of them are very impressed. In fact, a couple of them are yawning. So there is a silence, not a clap in the house. That wasn't very impressive. What was that? Some kind of dance, I think she was doing. Ah, humans.
So
I think she did a pretty bang up job.
You did.
Yeah, what are you
Embarrassed,
talking
she
about?
steps
That was
down.
great.
So that was your performance. So far, doesn't look like you've really put a big impression on these ghouls, except for the Sheppy did okay. Cassandra, not really impressed. The dwarf was pretty impressive so far, but nothing overwhelming here. Now, I'm telling you this, Althea, because you're reading the audience, and this is what you're getting at the moment. It might be time to step up on that stage, Althea, and show everybody how it's done. Here's your chance.
Vergrunder's going to actually stand up and start chanting Althea.
That might
it
be
was
the
her
worst
turn.
thing you can do.
Knock 'em dead, Althea.
I don't want to knock him dead.
They're already dead.
You're gonna do
Knock 'em
fine,
down.
Lassie. You're gonna do fine, Lassie. Give it a go. And he's gonna keep chanting until she takes the stage. Help build a little bit of confidence anyway.
Feel like shakily. Yeah, her little knees kind of wobbling as she takes the stage, and she sees, this is definitely a much larger step up, than her usual, speaking in her own quarters. And there's quite a few people here. But when she gets to just about center stage, she tries to grab everybody's attention, but she's being herself. And she's like, "Hello, everybody. I have a few jokes because I consider myself a great comedian." And she just kind of gets quieter as she says, the word "great" and the word "comedian." And then she just kind of clears her throat. She's like, I'm gonna tell some jokes. This one's for my friend over in the back. What time do elves like to have lunch?
What time? What time?
She just shouts it out with a big smile, hearing the audience just kind of participate. She's getting a little bit more confidence. And she's like, I'll keep them coming. This one's for my good friend Grunder. Why are dwarves such good stoneworkers?
Because we live in the rock, Lassie.
Almost, because they never take anything for granted.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Targaryen's just busting out laughing at this point. Oh, Lassie,
she
never lose that.
She continues. I've got a few more. And she looks back at the ratkin that's behind her, and she goes, "What do you call a ratkin that contracts vampirism?"
What?
A mosquito. Just saying all of this with gusto.
Now, before you go any further, make a diplomacy check.
I'll roll. You want diplomacy or performance?
Well, that's coming up last. I want you to make a diplomacy first. Check
A
first.
choke? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she's gonna do.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there is definitely some laughter in the audience going on right now. Not only from your friends, some of the ghouls are catching on, especially that one, the elven one, really caught on. Now,
Well, it only gets better. I hear you laughing.
do you want to do another one?
I've got like 2 more.
Go for it.
3 more actually. But anyways,
Boy.
she continues and
Take this serious.
she looks right at Cassandra and she's like, "What was the monk farmer's favorite move? Flurry of plows."
The room breaks out with that one.
And poor Cassandra's like, I don't understand.
Are they laughing at me?
You can only use one
We're
plow
laughing
at a
with you.
time. Then she just says, perhaps the farmer had many children.
And she's like, I can't be a comedian if I don't rip on myself. The tavern band fired their half-elf drummer because she couldn't keep a beat. So they replaced her with a metronome.
Oh, wow.
And to wrap everything up, I've got a knock-knock joke for you guys. Knock,
Okay.
knock.
Who's there?
Armageddon.
What?
You're supposed to say Armageddon. She doesn't hear a response from the audience, so she throws her voice, Armageddon who? Just to fill in the vocal space of the joke. She goes, Armageddon tired, let's take a long rest so I can use my spells later. She takes a bow.
A fucking 10 out of 10.
Wow.
I could use an Armageddon right now.
All right.
Yeah, right. And she takes her exit.
All right. Before you do so, make that final
Yep.
roll, performance.
Good luck.
You earn that. You're going to get some bonuses on that one. Okay, let's see. Okay. They loved it. The crowd loved it. Everybody, your friends, the companions, you all sense it. Not only was she funny, but everybody else in here was laughing. Especially the ghouls. They were really getting a kick out of this. So, yeah, there's collapse. They break out in a thunder of collapse in the room. Everybody make a diplomacy, or not, yeah, right. Everybody make a perception roll, blind, to see if you catch on something.
Yeah, it's Althea's heartbeat racing a mile a minute. What's that noise?
It's like a bird's heart fluttering away.
Damn, that sounded like a lizard on the water. Althea, you all right over there?
I might need to. That last joke was partial truth. I need to sit down.
So impressive was this comedy skit. Sheppy, you noticed that even the Drider, who was totally indifferent to this whole situation and very unimpressed by you noticed that she had what could be defined as a smirk in her mandible-like face, looking towards Althea while this was going on. So take that for what it's worth. It was quite impressive.
See, Sheppy, even your wife liked it.
Oh, the jokes, you guys. Traveling comedians. That's your next thing. All right, so there's round one. So, yeah, Althea, you pulled that off. There's some cheers. And the ones you've been talking to and conversing with in the back, they all come up to you, really impressed. Wow, you're really good. I hope you really get the best flesh warping they have here. Would you sign my arm, please? And he pulls out a little quill.
I was going to say, she originally answered, I don't have a pen.
You
But
can
you know
you
what?
can dip it in blood here. He stabs himself in the arm. Go for it.
She complies and signs, and then she takes Binley, and he dips his little paw in the blood, and then adds a little paw print.
Okay. Yeah, they're very impressed by you. Very good. All right. Round 1 is done. Even got some smiles from some of the shadow malice. Shadow malice. Okay, we're done. The first round is over, says the ratkin as she steps once again onto the stage. Now, for the final round. Friends, and she looks towards her bandmates, and they all come up on the stage, gathering their instruments that they have. Let me see, is there some cool stuff here in the ambience? Well, there is. I don't know what it's going to sound like. Let's play that and see what happens. Are you kidding me?
I got some skills.
Wow. They come up on the stage and they break out into this almost rocky-rolly type of music, and even some of the ghouls start standing up and swinging their hips to the left and the right. Kind of sounds pretty good, Arthurian. No reply from Arthurian the dwarf.
Nope.
Doesn't care for it.
He is not impressed.
Dwarf metal, please.
Does not compare.
Wait till I start singing Daggy Daggy Hole to him.
Would anybody feel comfortable bad-mouthing them while they're on stage?
Yeah.
Like,
I believe I
like
would.
I can play the lute better than that, and with my feet.
Hey, that guitar that he's playing, doesn't that sound out of tune? It doesn't sound right.
Okay. Make a... You're trying to intimidate the band? What are you trying to accomplish by, throwing some
Maybe
tomatoes at them?
Sway the crowd into thinking they're bad.
Okay, that would...
Kinda like coerce.
Yeah, that would be another diplomacy check if you want to do that.
Or we can intimidate the
Yeah,
band.
I think coerce is intimidate.
It is.
Yeah, with threats either veiled or overt.
Is it? Coerce. Coerce is intimidation, yes. Demoralize, all that. So, each of you doing that can make an intimidation roll as you shout insults at the band, and you talk to the other ghouls. Oh, they're terrible. How could you get into this? We're so much better. Listen to that out-of-tune instrument. They look at you kind of funny when you say these things, but let's make a roll here. One of you go ahead and make an intimidation roll.
I can try it.
And whoever's helping, also make an intimidation roll to aid in the whole process.
It cannot be me, because intimidating is everything I stand against, even though this was my idea.
It's me and Sheppy.
That sounds good, yeah.
All right, Sheppy, you're doing the main thing?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Saying how terrible they are.
Grunder, okay, you got a score there. And okay.
I'll hero point it if I have to.
You want to hero point it? I mean,
know,
it's decent. It's okay.
All right, we'll keep it.
Aren't you going to keep it? All right. With that in mind, we'll see if that's going to influence the DC. Okay. So some of the ghouls kind of agree with you. Yeah, they are terrible, but some of them don't. Quiet, goblin. They're the house band. They're good.
Oh, but they suck.
We'll see.
Great.
We'll see. You're up next.
Well,
right.
show.
So with that, they finish their song. It lasts a few minutes. Quite impressive, actually. Pretty good. Nothing outlandishly spectacular, according to the dwarf. But they finish, they set their instruments down on the stage, and they offer you to come up on the stage one final time. And all the crowd begins to say, yes, here it is, let's hear them play together. And they all look to Althea and Sheppy and the dwarf and Cassandra. You take your spot up on the stage next. Now. So what you're doing is you're going to be... Oop. Where'd the dwarf go? You're going to be...
into a wall, Fritz.
Yeah, sorry about that. You're going to... You look too excited. You're going to be playing on some of these instruments here. So this is going to be a performance. No jokes, no juggling, anything like that. You're going to be playing some instruments. So I don't know if anyone has any lore skills in musical instruments or training in anything like that. Does anyone? Yes or no?
No bards here.
Nope.
Nothing. All right. So it's going to be one of you is going to make a charisma check, a performance check. And the rest of you are going to also make performance checks, but you're going to be aiding your friend. Since no one has any skill at these instruments, I'm not going to ask you to make any additional rolls. This is just going to be pure performance. Yeah.
Go for it, Althea.
So who wants to be the main dice roller here? Who's the main performer?
I say Arthurian.
God, no.
I was gonna say Sheppy.
All right, I could try.
Yeah, I myself am not very good at performing.
Sheppy's gonna pick up
I'm untrained at everything.
the guitar,
Ooh.
and as he's playing it, he's gonna cast produce flame on it, and it's gonna catch on fire a little bit.
Okay.
So he's playing a flaming guitar. Might be impressive.
Okay. All right, so you're going to make the main roll. You're going to be the last one to roll. Everybody else, dwarf, gnome, monk, you're going to make your performance roll to aid him. So go ahead and make your rolls. This can be public. I want everybody to see your rolls. Not Sheppy. Don't roll yet.
Oh,
Sheppy.
there you go.
Nice.
I'm gonna hero point, man.
I guess I'll do the same.
It's worse.
Oof, yeah, mine's worse.
So take the highest. So what'd you get, Althea?
Are we taking the lowest?
The highest.
Then it is an 11. I grabbed the triangle. Ding, ding.
If you use a hero point to re-roll and it's worse, you still take your best score.
Wow.
That's the way I do it.
Okay.
It's your choice.
So she got a 11. Okay.
Yeah. She got an 11. What'd you get, dwarf?
15.
15. What'd you get, Cassandra?
22 with a natural 20.
Okay.
You're stealing the show.
Yeah. All of a sudden, playing the lute there. And
breakdown.
who's left here? I got everybody but somebody.
Happy.
Sheppy. Oh, you're making the main roll.
Yeah.
All right, let me look here.
And Sheppy's is blind, correct?
Sheppy's...
This will be hero pointed.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if I want it blind or not. I got to look up aid again for the modifier. What does a success give you? A +1 or a +2?
Plus one, and I think a critical success is the +2.
All right, so there's no +4? Okay.
Oh wait. It also depends on the triggering check proficiency. If you're a so you grant your ally +2, but if you're a master with the check, you give +3. If you're legendary, it's +4.
So normally it's a +1
So I am
with
untrained,
success.
so it's +2.
+2. All right. All right, Sheppy, you're going to make a public performance roll. You're going to get some modifiers on this. You don't know the DC, but you will have a good idea of how good you were. You're going to have
a hero point that.
You're going to have a total of +6 to this roll. Your hero points it. You're going to take your highest.
19.
25.
So, yeah, 25.
So your first roll was a 20?
No, his first roll was a 9.
I don't see it.
It was a 9 reroll to a 19, which became a 25 with the +6.
The first one I sent you was blind by accident.
Oh, maybe I rolled a 20 in that one.
Yeah, you did.
I'll keep that one there.
Yeah, would you have
You
used
did
a hero
see-
point?
Yeah, I spent the hero point.
I'll
to keep
reveal it. Yeah, I want. It didn't matter if it was blind or not. I just thought it's funner to make it public. But yeah, we'll take the 20. Would you have used the hero point? Be honest.
If I rolled a 20, no.
Okay, so you didn't lose your hero point. You got a 20 +6. You got a total score of 26. All right. As you finish this song with the twangs of the lute, you hear the drums being beat by the dwarf. You're out of tune here and there, you think, but you catch on to it and you keep the rhythm going. It sounds great. So great, in fact, that when you finish, the ghouls erupt in applause and cheers, and then a chant begins. I don't know what to call you, but they start chanting a new name for the band. You guys did so well that, yeah, they are impressed, and they begin to chant, new house band, new house band, new house band. And they're all cheering, and you can feel that, yeah, we did this, guys. We did this. So congratulations. You were successful. And as you look over at the motley crew of the band here, they don't look impressed themselves. And they move up to the stage, hesitatingly, begrudgingly, whatever you want to call it. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, says the ratkin.
We told you. We told you we were good.
Maybe. But we're still here for now. We're still the main band. Don't get in our way. And she nods to the others. She nods to the others, and they all disappear beyond this door here and leave into this back room. And that's it. Promises are promises. They say nothing and they disappear. And a couple of the ghouls come up to the stage. A couple with the drinks in their hand. That was great. You were awesome. You're a much better band than they were. What do we call you?
Call us the Companions.
Companion Malice.
Go ahead and write that down, Althea.
Companion Malice.
The Shadow
Althea,
Companions. There it is. Shadow Companions. Yes, you're the new band here. Shadow Companions. And they begin to chant, Shadow Companions, Shadow Companions, Shadow Companions. And they're all gathered around the stage. They love it. Play us another tune. Yeah.
Encore.
Arthurian is strapping on his shield. And just sort of looking to the others.
Cassandra's terrified that her new life is going to be as a band.
It's time for that free passage that you promised. We'll be back to give you more. Just not now. We're busy. We're looking to get flesh warped.
Elise steps from the shadows. You catch her through the corner of your eye, Sheppy. And as this is going on and the voices are getting loud, suddenly there's a crack A loud crack noise erupts in the room. Somebody needs to mute. I'm hearing breathing. It's too loud. There's a crack that echoes through the room, and suddenly all the voices drop quiet. Like, what was that? Elise comes into view of your magical light. Her eyes stare blankly towards the stage, but doesn't lock with any of your eyes. You all see her now as she slowly steps into the light, drawing closer to the stage where you guys are gathered. All the ghouls kind of step back a little bit. Her arms are at her side, and suddenly there's some kind of mist that begins to erupt from around her. You see this mist grow thicker and thicker until it almost looks like a sooty smoke. You could still see her, but the shape begins to change. If anybody wants to do something while I describe this, please say so. But she begins to fade from clarity, and she's obscured by this black smoke. She's no longer moving forward, but is standing currently where you see the token, completely obscured. Until you no longer see her image, but only this black, sooty smoke. Another crack erupts in the room. Everybody takes a deep breath and steps back away from this. What is this? What is this? And suddenly you begin to see a shape step through this black smoke. Someone familiar appears before you from this smoke. A shape you have seen before, Cassandra, Althea, Sheppy. Dizzy, as you step through this smoke into this chamber, ghouls and their mouths gaping open. You see your friends on this stage. There's low light all around where your companions are gathered. You step closer towards them. What do they see as you step out of this smoke and into their view?
As Agatha is stepping out of the smoke, of course, she has her staff, using it as a cane, not as a cane, but as a walking stick. And as she continues to walk forward, she just has this smirk on her face, like she's been trying to hold back a chuckle, but as she's coming closer, you can tell that her demeanor is different. Like there's something changed about her that the companions can't quite put a finger on it. And as she rests her staff against her one shoulder, and she just starts clapping for the group.
Very good. What do you do? How do you react?
I haven't
Companions.
seen you in a long time, lass. Where you been?
It's Agatha. Just run up.
Where have you been? What happened?
After letting a little bit of time pass where she really hasn't said anything, letting the group talk, she looks around the place just with this indifferent look, and she eventually speaks up and she goes, "So, Where's the leader of the group that was here previously?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
Shadow Malice?
Mm-hmm.
He's in that room behind us. They tucked their tails and walked away because we beat them in Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, they were just here.
She looks back to the ghouls that were previously standing around the platform, trying to get them to do an encore. She goes, I believe my friends here and I are going to be making our way out. But she holds a finger up. They will eventually return to give you an encore as you request, but we unfortunately have matters we must attend to.
Yes, that's fine. So if you'd like to find some privacy, go back upstairs, move on, you could do that. I'm sure there's a lot of questions like, Agatha, you've returned. What happened to you? We came to the wood's edge. We thought you were waiting and you disappeared. What happened? There's a lot of questions, I'm sure. What happened to Agatha, Frey, and Vigrand? Not Vigra. Who's the
Vigoride.
human fighter you had that was with Frey?
Vegrod.
Vigrad?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened to all that? So, yeah, what would you like to do? They're not going to stop you.
Agatha then's going to look back to our companion. She goes, do you wish to stay here and talk, or do you wish to move forward? As I do believe we don't have much time, as I know you would like to stay and chat with your fans, but unfortunately our time is drawing near for us to go to our appointment. And she's motioning towards the one door.
Appointment?
She's winking.
Aye.
Before we go, Sheppy's gonna walk over to the Drider, or the Spider Woman. And, so, did you like it?
It was terrible. Most unappealing. And then she smiles.
That's good then.
Perhaps
So what's
it
your
is.
name?
Her name, you can write this down, if I could pronounce it. Lillyzanks. It's a pleasure to meet you. Goblin.
It's a
Lally.
pleasure meeting you too.
Lillyzanks.
Lillyzanks.
Yeah, let me copy the whole name it has for it. It says cold, but that's just a descriptor for combats. I'll put it in the chat. Lillyzanks.
All right, Lillyzanks. If you ever need anything, just let me know. I'll be down here.
Perhaps I will. Go ahead.
Question is, which room do we go through first? I count doors on the left and right.
All right, so I suppose you can ask around a little bit without making a roll. They're quick to point out a few things for you. But to the west, all right, there's some double doors there near the bar in the west wall right there. They warned you to be careful walking the corridors. The ones who administer the flesh warping sometimes wander about or have guards that do so. They might ask you questions. Be careful. Don't get hurt. We would like to see you back and return soon, you know. Yes. And they say also to the south, likewise. There's a door to the south down here on the left flank of the stage, where they say likewise, be careful wandering. They don't give you any details about chambers or room dimensions or anything like that, or traps. Nothing. They don't wander a lot down here. They tend to congregate here from above or from other levels, and this is where they mainly dwell and stay for the most part. The other chambers, kind of, they're part of the tavern's storerooms and things you wouldn't be interested in. But to the west and south, yeah, there you go. So you do know that from your conversing.
Should we head to the west then? Check out that corridor. See what else we can find out there.
Sounds like trouble. Let's go.
The Burgunder's going to head to the west doors.
Okay, we'll assume your normal marching order. Dwarf, you're up first, followed by Cassandra, Althea, Sheppy, and, well, it's not always safe to have the magic user in the very back, but where would you like to be, Agatha?
The marching orders currently is Vigrand, not
Cassan-
Vigrand, but Agatha will probably be second to last if Shepard doesn't decide to be in front of Agatha.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anything in particular you want to do as a exploration activity?
She'll be seeking.
Seeking.
Oh, by the way, is there any magic coming from this room at all?
You do sense the presence of new magic somewhere. Don't ask me for the school. Necromantic.
What's this go-
Do you want to search?
No.
Yes.
I
Oh,
know.
you talking to Sheppy? My bad.
No. These names, they're all you guys. All your names are like a big puzzle in my head, just floating around. It's hard for me for some reason. Agatha, would you like to search?
Yes.
Okay, we'll count that as search. Which is a concentrate, seek for hidden doors and hazards is what you're going to be watching out for. Or anything in particular you're after, like clues of very specific nature.
Specific dark magic.
Magic? That would be detect magic. You wouldn't seek to find
Okay,
magic.
so let's see here. Searching.
Something specific or in particular? You don't have to think about it. Right now you're just searching. You let me know.
Okay.
You come to the doors. Let me grab a companion token here and put it on here. Click on that, everybody. And I'm going to put some light on it so you could see from that. Boom. Just ignore your tokens. And we're going to open some doors. Please come back soon. And you see a wide corridor, about 10 foot wide. There's double doors at the end of it to the west, and there's double doors going to the north. But it otherwise seems pretty much a normal corridor. Nothing in particular. Ceilings are about 12 feet.
These doors look like the rest of the doors.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe they're locked. I'll double check it in a second. You have to approach the doors to find out.
We'll check north.
All right, the north doors don't seem to be locked. Not bolted or anything.
Do we hear anything?
Listen check. Go ahead and make perception checks if you're listening. Now, Sheppy, you're in the middle of the group.
Okay.
So the dwarf is going to have to do the checks here, and Cassandra possibly. Or anyone else that wants to rush forward out of marching order.
For some reason, my token is not part of the companion token that you have.
All right, give me a second.
Oh, good.
Okay, you hear nothing. The doors are not locked, as far as you can tell.
Right. So where you been, Agatha? What's you just up and vanished?
Do you reveal this?
No, Agatha does not.
She zips her lips. That is a story for later, dwarf. We have things to do here now. We'll talk later, but first we must move on. There's something we need. She does say that.
Alright, then I guess I'll head through the northern door then.
Northern door it is. The corridor, again 10 foot wide, continues on to the north and opens up into a much bigger chamber. But before it does so, there is another set of double doors along the east or the west portion of this corridor, the west wall of it. Not far away. What do you do?
I'll advance toward the bigger chamber.
You're just going to walk past the double doors? Okay.
Yeah, for the moment.
Okay, hold on here. I might have moved you too far. You see this almost octagonal shaped room appear before you. Rust and grime fill this chamber. Okay. Looking up at this 20-foot 5-foot ceiling, Grunder, with your dark vision, you see that it is topped. The ceiling itself looks like a large, rusted grate.
Interesting. I'll relay that to the others as well. Looks like we got a big grate overhead us.
You said there's rust on the floor?
Yes, all over.
Does it look like it?
Particularly below the grate. I mean, the grate itself, the ceiling, isn't all grate. There's still stone around it that's part of the ceiling. But the ceiling above has a grate in it, a big, large grate, maybe 15 feet or more around.
The rest on the ground directly underneath the grate, does it appear reddish, like a dark, bright red?
Looks like rust. Rust has a reddish tint to it.
Any magic coming from the room?
You sense the presence of magic. New magic.
I sense magic in here, guys. There's something peculiar.
Your sense of magic has been pretty consistent throughout this level, and the one above, its presence is everywhere. You sense a lot of necromantic magic.
Nothing new, though?
Yeah, it's
Just
all
necromantic.
new.
Okay.
Oh, I hate schools.
I think we should avoid the rust. Maybe walk around it.
The whole room is covered with it.
Oh, so it's not just centralized by like the area, like where the grate is.
It seems like it might be concentrated there, but
Yeah.
you'd be hard pressed to find spaces not with rust on it.
Maybe we should double back and go through those other double doors first.
That's a thought. Yeah,
All right, let's check them out.
because I have a bad feeling.
And as you turn to walk out and approach the other doors,
Roll for initiative.
Agatha, from the rear, you hear the ceiling make a creak noise and then silence, like as if it was almost ready to collapse.
Agatha will immediately hold a hand up, kind of like quietly snapping her fingers to get Atherian's attention, and then she's gonna make a motion to point behind her.
What is it, lad?
I can't be absolutely certain, but I think I heard the grate opened. I can't be certain, but I thought I heard it.
Do you have dark vision, Agatha?
She has... I can't remember what vision it is, but it's... She kind of needs a little bit of light to see, but she
Low
doesn't
light.
have...
Low light. That's
Yeah,
low.
she has low light.
All right, you can't see when you stop, you can't see clearly at the grate. You don't know if it opened or fell or is collapsing, or you don't know what that noise was. It sounded like...
Sheppy will take a look. He can see.
All right, Sheppy, you're back there. You can look back there and look up, and you can see it still seems intact.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see anything up there moving around?
You're really focusing in on it. All right, go ahead and
Yeah.
make a seek, or give me a perception roll. As you take pause and look and stare and listen. It's totally intact. You can see it clearly. As a matter of fact, you've seen this grate before. You can remember there was a chamber above where there was a grate in its floor. A very dangerous looking grate. You had engaged one of those blue creatures and ran for your life. But you remember this grate. It was a chamber full of chains, rusty chains and spikes. But in the center there was this grate that looked very precarious if you stepped upon it. And above this grate was this, it looked like a mechanism that was ready to fall off. It was like it had a hook on the end of it. It had some kind of structure on the end of it. You don't remember what it was. But it was like it maybe raised and lowered things through the grate, maybe. You're not sure, but you recognized this grate. And with your dark vision, you could just make out the shape of chains dangling above it.
Okay, I'm going to relay that to everyone. That's definitely the grate. In that room with the creature that tried to kill us and we ran from.
Before we go any further, is there anybody... Everybody give yourself a hero point. Max at 3. Go on.
I don't know, this looks like the underneath it where they were going to drop something down to it, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the flesh warping. I don't know. Maybe.
Because upstairs looked like a prison cell. Maybe they dropped their captives down here.
Maybe as a snack for something else. And Althea takes out her star knife. Kind of holds it out almost like blindly in the dark, despite having light.
With Althea doing that, would Agatha perceive that as a holy symbol?
What did she pull out?
Oh,
Star knife?
it's just a weapon. It just happens to be her deity's favored weapon, so it's not like it's got anything on it.
Yeah, that wouldn't repulse you.
Okay. I just wanted to get clarification because I didn't want to do something wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah, good check. Good check. All right, so do you head to those other doors?
Yes.
If you want to listen at the doors or check them for traps, anything, go ahead and make those rolls after stating such.
Agatha's going to be listening at the doors.
I still got a tavern ambience. Let me turn that off.
Althea is going to continue to face the other room, just kind of keeping an eye out for any movement.
Okay.
Arthurian's up front. He's going to listen at the door as well. See what he can hear.
Okay. Grunder? You're listening at the door. Sheppy, were you listening at the door?
I'm keeping an eye out with Althea.
All right, so whoever's listening at the door, that's the dwarf, right? Grunder?
And Agatha.
And Agatha? Okay. As you listen and everybody remains silent and quiet, peering down and up the hallway for anything that might come up behind you, Grunder, you hear a strange, odd sound from beyond the portal. It sounds like something like something is sloshing or oozing around from beyond the portal.
That doesn't sound good. Get ready for combat. He says that to everyone as he pulls out his mace.
Okay.
So if there's initiative, we're ready.
You'll all get a bonus of +1 because of the scouting. I think Cassandra's doing that up near the front. What do you do?
Then yeah, I'm going to open the door.
Okay, can you open the door for me, or do I have to do it? You got it. Whoops, now we can all do it. Let's have fun with the doors. All right, you do that. Into this chamber you go. Whatever you see is what you see.
Oh boy.
Let me close this for a second. And let's read. Metal shelves and operating tables fill this room. They hint at the room's original purpose for sure. Clean bones and bits of rusted metal lie in piles throughout the rest of this chamber. But very disturbing is what movement your eyes catch, dwarf Cassandra. There you see what looks like this oozing like substance that is slowly falling from one of the tables, making slurping wet sounds. It drapes itself off the table and onto the floor in the middle of the chamber, but there's not one. There's one further beyond, dwarf. You can see it clearly with dark vision. And it senses your presence as these tentacles begin to pierce from its flesh, forming almost pseudopods. It begins to approach you. And with that, we're going to roll initiative.
Cassandra, form up.
Everybody gets a +1 to their initiative. In addition, you will be using perception. Yes, perception, because that's what everybody was doing.
Yeah, for some reason, Fritz, I can't see what's happening.
Oh, yes, let's get to that. I totally forgot. You should be able to click on the torch token. You should be. You have permission.
Nope.
All right, let me get your token because it doesn't
My
really
token's
matter.
all the way back in the tavern.
Is it invisible?
I can click on it, but I just can't move it.
How about now?
Yep, I can see it now.
You can see the torch?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's replace the torch. Next to bring you guys on the map. So we got Cassandra, we've got Althea, we've got Sheppy, Spidey, of course, Vagrunder, we've got Binley. Who am I missing?
Agatha.
Agatha. Blink. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna put you right here. Did you step inside the chamber or no? Dwarf.
Yeah, I would have.
You would have? Okay. Cassandra, where you would be behind him or next to him? Where do you want to be?
Probably next to.
Okay. And next we have Althea. Would you be behind Cassandra or the dwarf?
I'd be like, because I was north, kind of keeping an eye on the north room. So either just like one up is fine.
I'll be behind Grunder.
Well, let me put Agatha in front of you, Shep, because she was... You were listening at the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll kind of put you ahead of Sheppy briefly. And Sheppy, are you good being where you're at? You're right behind Agatha?
Yep.
All right. That looks good. And let's see. We got an encounter here. Go ahead and roll, Althea.
Althea needs her light on.
Oh, I can add that.
There we go.
Initiative. Oh, I forgot to add the +1.
You got a 17. You want me to make you 18?
Yes, please.
I forgot the +1 on Sheppy, so make Sheppy 16.
I just got so excited I clicked it and forgot to like do the shift click.
Is everybody else good?
Yep.
Okay. Does it tell you what the creature is? I think it's revealing it.
Ooze jelly.
No, but you're close enough. Darn it, I wish I wouldn't do that. All right, we're going to take a short break first before we get into this. First up will be the creatures, followed by Cassandra, and then another one of the creatures. All right, so what is...
That goes the fireball idea that Agatha had.
You could aim it at the back of the room.
I got a creature in here that shouldn't be in here. I don't know why he's in here. He's practically at another level. I don't know. He must be been there. So let's take a 5-minute break. Everybody get your drinks and dig into some snacks, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes, and we're going to start with combat. One of the ochres is up first, followed by Cassandra, and then another ochre. So we'll see how the companions react to that. I hate these things. All right, so we'll be right back.
All right, be right back.
Be right back.
Same.
Be
Be
right
right back.
All right, here we are. Minus Eric. He's coming. We want to get a move on here. We've got a combat. We're about to get involved with some jelly-like creatures that happen to be yellow. Ochre, to be more specific. There seems to be 2 of them. They're situated in this room, and they're huge, blob-like jellies, just oozing slowly around these tables and on the floor. Whatever was going on here, experiments perhaps, who knows? Companions are going to find out. First up, this one, towards the rear of the room. Slowly begins to make its way forward towards the motion of the doors and the footsteps that enter this chamber. It gets to about there on its first oozing stride. Clambering between the legs of the table, it continues to do so. And it's at this point that suddenly one of these pseudopods reaches out towards Cassandra. I don't know if she has a reaction or anything. But we'll do the strike. $31 beats 24. It's not critical. It's going to be some damage. It's going to be 23 points, including... Oh, 8 points of acid damage, 8 points of bludgeoning damage from this pseudopod. Nails Cassandra. So 16. Cassandra takes... What's this? Undo? No. And that's it. Then we're going to go to Cassandra. Eric, you there yet? All right. All right, I'm going to pull Eric back. What would Eric do?
He'd probably go into tiger stance and do a...
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
We
had company show up all of a sudden, and then I had to excuse myself
boy.
to go play a role-playing game.
Priorities.
Yes.
Well, that's
So
what
I
they
actually-
get for showing up out of the blue. So.
Well, yeah, I'm like, sorry, I do have plans. So it's my turn?
All right, let's back up. We just started. One of the ochres oozed its way towards you, and it did attack you with what looks like some kind of pseudopod, and it did 8 points of bludgeoning and 8 points of acid damage to you. I did that. You're all good. And that was it. Then it's your turn that's next. We haven't done anything with you, so.
All right. Cassandra, reeling back from the bludgeoning and acidic damage, centers herself, gathers up her Kai energy, and then puts one big foot forward and then slaps her hands together as a wave of force screeches out.
What is
I'm doing a
this?
3-action Kai Blast spell.
Kawabunga!
So it's almost like when the Hulk slaps his hand for a shockwave. Sorry, are you guys comic book readers? I just sort of assumed.
Yes.
I know what's talking about. Thunderclap.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes people aren't. And they're like, "What the fuck did he just say?" So that's what she does. It'll be the 3-action one. So I'll hit that button now.
60-foot cone up to? No, 60 feet. Damage is 4d6. Ooh. Should be able to hit both of them, I think.
I would assume, yeah.
Each creature in the area must attempt a fortitude save. Can you put the cone on? I could do it.
I don't know how to draw on this, but I do know that like the first 5 feet would be here. Then it'd be 10 and 10.
Now, do you put cones on the corner or the center of the square? Where do you place them? Where do they originate? From the center of the front, or where do they originate? Does anybody remember?
I always just put them in the middle.
I think it's anywhere in front of the facing.
Wow, that's gonna. Yeah, you're definitely gonna hit both of them. 60 fills up the whole room. All right, so you definitely hit both of them. No problem. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so 46. They have to make saves first. Fortitude. Wow. What is this? We'll do the one closest to you first. Sorry, I gotta move all these windows out of the way. Fortitude save. It's 24. I needed a 21. All right, the first one passed. Let me do the second one next. And then let's see what happens first. Success. The creature takes half damage. So.
That's not very good damage.
All right, so that's 6 against him. Let me make a note here. That's bludgeoning, right?
It's force damage.
Oh, force. Next one, let's make his save. Fortitude. And it critical failed. Oof. So 12 becomes 24.
Yep, and he's pushed 10 feet.
So let me write this down. -6, -24. And let me check their immunities and stuff. Oh. It's immune to criticals. So it only takes 12. Okay. So yeah, that one in the back, what should have been right on him, just totally enveloping this creature, didn't really act as affected by it. So plus 12. It's immune to criticals, so...
My force blast healed it?
No, I took -24 off.
I thought you said it was a critical failure.
It's immune... Alright, wait a minute, back up. What did I do? You didn't get a critical hit. I did a critical failure.
Yeah, on a critical failure, the creature takes double damage and is pushed 10 feet.
Alright. For some reason, I was reading it as a critical hit. It's 12 back. Bear with me tonight, folks. I'm not entirely in my best. Be patient with me. So yeah, he took 24, not because you did a critical, but he had a critical fail. All right. And what else happens? He gets pushed 10 feet back? Okay.
Yep.
And that's because of a critical fail, not a critical success from you. Interesting. Did I push him back far enough? Let me see who's here.
Yeah, that's 10 feet.
Okay. There's his 10 feet. Pushed back by this force that just erupts from Cassandra. The first one, though, seems to be using cover from the wall. Very good. All right. So
Fritz, I don't mean to be a pain about this, but he is registering as unharmed to me. Did he take the 24?
Let me double check. No, if I mess up somewhere, please tell me.
Yeah, he says unharmed for me as well.
Yeah, same.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know what I did wrong. Thought I took away 24 and then added 12, and then took away 12 again. All right.
No, you healed him 12 twice.
Minus 24. Boom. Okay. Force damage. Sorry.
All right, that was a 3-action focus spell, so I'm done.
It's my first time using this creature, so sorry, you guys. All right, next up is the other creature. The one that took all that damage. This one, right back here. All right. After being pushed back with some strange mystical force, it begins to ooze its way forward once again towards the companions, hearing the rumble at the doors. I don't think it's that far. It's going to do it again. And it's going to attack you with its pseudopods. Grunder, as one of them reaches out to you. 32!
Hit, not crit.
It's a hit. Let's roll some damage. Also, you are grabbed. I let Eric get away with that one the last turn. Because he wasn't here. But you are grabbed. Dwarf, you're going to take a total of 14? Six points of acid, 1 point of bludgeoning. So it's 7. Where does it get 14 from?
That would be double. It was a crit.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
I must have accidentally hit critical.
Oh, then take 7.
Yeah. No, it's not doubled. Why is it saying 14? Should only be 7. All right, so you're grabbed.
Grabbed and took the 14.
Honestly, I don't know why it's giving you 14 points of damage. What am I not seeing? 8 plus 6. Your die roll was a 1 for the d8, and a total of 6 for the 2d4. 7. 1d8 plus, plus 1d8 plus 7. That's where it's getting that from. So you did take 14. I'm looking at their dice rolls and not the mods. So it's 14. Again, pardon me, I'm totally forgetting how to Pathfinder again. Happens to me when I'm up late. All right, it's done. Next, Agatha.
Okay. Gauging the distance between the back wall and the creatures. She's going to try and pinpoint a specific spot that'll put them in the 20-foot burst, but not get any of the companions.
Go ahead, just do what you're doing.
Okay. Going to cast Fireball at the wall,
All right, let me see.
or close to the wall.
What's the radius? Or not the radius. What's the range of that thing?
Range is
60.
500 feet. Area is
Oh.
20-foot burst.
$20-foot. Yeah, you can catch him. Put it in the middle of the room. You can see that from Althea. You won't catch your friends, I don't think. No. Yeah. You could do that. Yeah. Go ahead. It's 2 actions. Let me delete these.
And they would have to get over a DC 22 basic reflex.
Wow. Critical failure for the first one.
The roll damage for the first one then?
You just roll damage once.
Alrighty.
Second one.
23 fire damage.
Shit. 23. Let me write that down. And reflex for the second one. Critical fail. They both critical failed. So 23 doubled. Right?
Heightened +1, the damage increases by 2d6, so
You do 66 damage, right?
Mhm.
All right, that's doubled.
Okay.
So 23 doubled is 46. Check their immunities. What is that? Fire damage? Fire damage, fire damage, fire damage. Wait, now that was a critical... No, that was a critical fail again. Okay. Yeah. That was devastating. Man. 46 damage to both of them.
Gotta love Fireball.
Yeah.
Are we gonna love it again this fight, Chappy?
No, he's
I
out
wish
of
I-
spell slots.
I was hoping we'd find a room we could rest in.
Could have done it back at the bar.
Yeah, I know.
Free room and board. Maybe we'll give them an encore. You know.
Hey, you could have talked to your
thought about
wife and
Yeah,
Right.
you never know.
How do you oh, it's targeting I'm doing here. Get out of here. Man. All messed up tonight. All right, well done, Agatha.
Okay, that was a 2 cast, so I have 1 more left, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Casting time
Okay.
2. Yeah. Take one more action.
Alrighty, let's see here.
This fireball just erupts in the center of the room. Look out, everyone! Catching these creatures. Singeing jello. Does jello burn? Or does it just melt? I guess it
For her
burns.
last action, she's gonna back up.
Well, if they're made of sugar,
Yeah.
they would burn.
Yeah.
And that's the end of her turn.
Okay, next we got Althea. As the flames and explosion begins to die down. What do you do, Althea?
I light the room up even more, but this time with some electrical energy. And I cast Electric Arc, which will reach both of them, so they each have to make a basic reflex save, DC 22. And I'll roll damage since it's a basic save.
Go ahead and roll that.
So it's just 13 electric damage.
Fills the air and crackles around you, Arthurian and Cassandra. And as it begins to penetrate into these jellies, they seem to not pay much attention to it. It doesn't seem to affect them. It just arcs through and beyond them. Nothing.
Alright, then I'm gonna cast Shield.
A giant lollipop appears before Althea. In the shape of a lollipop, a shield appears. Grunder, you're up next. You're grabbed. You can attempt to escape.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
No, you aren't. Hammer time.
Yep, I'm going to rage.
Ooh, where did that come from? Describe how everyone sees this dwarf begin to seethe with anger and rage they've never seen before. What's going on?
Just that. As the creature smacks him and grabs onto him, you just hear Burgundy let out a long, bellowing war cry. Seems to be incensed almost.
Okay. And you can hear the screams of anger echo through the chamber, through the hallways, Althea. It echoes. It's quite loud as he rains down thunder on this creature.
No, that's coming now.
You got your rage on there? Yeah, you do.
I
Yeah,
will
you
hero
do.
point that.
Okay.
Wait to see if you hit first.
Oh, I don't have the armor class up on
I
these.
Does a 20 hit, Fritz?
1 second. I don't even know yet. Blunk. Easily. They're big, giant jellies. Pretty easy to hit.
So 20 is a hit?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you hammer down on this creature hard. Which one? The one that's got you grabbed?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. As you slam hard on this creature, snapping off one of its pseudopods in the process, suddenly it almost breaks into two. And one appears behind it, where your blow had almost like it severed it or something. But as you pulled up your hammer and released it, it began to split off from itself, creating a second one.
Even though it's not Agatha's turn, she's gonna say, "Okay, we need to get out of here now because we're not gonna have. We need to get out now."
I'm gonna raise shield for my final action.
Okay. So it literally broke into two creatures. Smaller creatures. Well, just for descript purposes, they're smaller, but they're still big on the map. Okay, what did you do?
Raise shield, and that was it.
Alright, raise shield. And you're still grabbed by this one creature in front of you. Alright, for Grunder. Sheppy, you're up.
Alright. Let's pull up my spell list for me.
Roger that.
Okay, I'm going to drop a flaming sphere in the square of the one that has Grinder grabbed.
The one directly in front of me.
Yep. It's got to make a reflex save. DC 22.
Which one? The one in front of the dwarf?
Yep.
Yep. And that's +2 damage for burn it.
Oh, does Foundry not take that into account?
Oh, you know what? It did. I didn't see it. It's so small.
What'd you get for damage?
11.
11.
Okay, you catch it. It does not get out of the way. And
All
this
right.
is fire damage.
Yes.
All right, let me double check that. Yeah, I should know this. All right, the ball just appears and just this creature not thinking, it begins to envelop the ball of flame, and as it does so, it pulls back in pain as it singes and burns, taking yet more damage.
Okay. And for my last action, I'm going to cast my focus spell. Flaming Toss. And it's a spell attack roll. 30.
Yeah, that's going to hit. I gave it an armor class boost, but it didn't matter. They're easy to hit. You critted. 14 times 2?
Another 14.
So 14 doubled?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yep.
immune to critical hits.
Oh, yeah. See?
Yeah, that was a hit. Yep.
I am
Yep, so just
off
14.
tonight. Thanks, Kyle. You guys are keeping me in check.
I mean, like, if you want to have it take double damage, I ain't gonna stop you.
I'm fine with that too.
Okay. Oh, it's getting smaller and smaller. Well, it's not getting smaller, but it's shrinking. The parts that are moving, I guess. I don't know. It's a jello. Come on.
It's shriveling.
Yeah. Less of it's moving. All right, so you're done. We're going to go to round 2.
Yep,
That's
I'm
going
done.
to be... Well, I guess I got to put a new ochre in the initiative here as well. Or I could just do them at the same time. Probably should have done that. Let me roll its initiative. Okay, round 2. All right. First one is the one in front of Cassandra. Ah, it's gonna pseudopod you. A couple of these pseudopods come reaching towards you. 21.
21's a miss.
That's going to be a miss. It's going to do it again. Oops, I'm clicked on you. $13. No, it's going to try and strike you again. Oh, 20. Natural 20, 25. So critical success. You're not immune to critical successes, are you? Never know.
No.
All right, so it'll do critical damage. You're going to be grabbed. You're going to take 36 points of damage total. I don't think you're got any resistances or anything. But specifically, you took 5 bludgeoning, 6 acid, but that's not right. What? It's got modifiers I'm not counting. That's what it is.
I think it was +7 before.
This is important to know because characters are going to get resistances to certain types of damage. And if I don't know what the breakdown is, like when I open up the damage roll, it shows the dice rolls. It doesn't show the modifiers. 1d8 plus 7 bludgeoning. You roll the 5. So 12. So I took 12 bludgeoning. Plus 2d4 acid, which got a total of 6. So 12 and 6. 18. Doubled. 36, yeah. I'd have to actually look at it and do it that way. That can't be right. Alright, so that's figured out. And it's done. Boy, it lucked out in that last attack. Go figure. Cassandra, you're up.
Okay.
You are grabbed.
What does being grabbed mean?
Can't move.
I just can't
You
move.
can still attack, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first action is going to be flurry of blows against the one next to me that's grabbed me. So that's the first attack.
31 is critical.
And that's the second attack.
22
Did I
is
hear you
normal.
say before that they're not affected by criticals?
Yeah, they're immune to crits.
Okay, so then I'll just do normal damage for each one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a total of 13 bludgeoning damage and fortitude save against being stunned.
So, I'm not going to look all this up. It's too many things. There's traits here. But as the mindless trait, it also is immune to mental, unconsciousness, damage. Now, mental damage. I don't know if stunning, it's not actually doing damage, but it's an effect.
No, yeah.
Is this
Whenever
immune
you
to
see
stunning?
immunities, it's just yeah.
Would it
Whenever
say
you
stunning?
see immunities, it's just the tags, right? So the stun doesn't have the mental tag.
Yeah.
Like if it's immune to stun, it'll call it out specifically.
Oh, here we are. This is what I wanted. Yeah. It has the slowed thing, and that's it. Alright, so it is stunned 1. Sometimes these things don't make sense to me. Stunned. You stunned a jelly.
Okay. I don't know what that looks like, but and then I have 2 actions left. I'm gonna do a 2-action Kai Blast. That should hit all 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, just roll it. Wabataka!
So another thunderclap. So DC 21 fortitude saves for all 3 of them.
Alright. Alright, let's pause for a second here before I make the saves. Okay. DC 21. So don't forget, you did some bludgeoning damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this baby splits.
From bludgeoning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what.
I thought bludgeoning
was-
would be safe.
No, that's what Grunder did.
Because I hammered it and then it did not go in my favor.
Okay, let me take away the damage. I think I did on this already. So... 40, 42, 43. Let me update his hit points. Oh, I didn't just get... No, I thought I killed him. then this guy, update his hit points. This new creature that suddenly appears, split by the force damage. No, the bludgeoning damage, sorry. Yeah, the bludgeoning damage did that. Okay, now the saves. They're all going to have to make these saves. So let me click on them. Click this. You know what? Roll your damage now. And then I'll apply it to each one as I make the save. 11.
Yeah.
And that's force. 11 force.
Yeah.
Now that'll all get through. So it's the first one here, closest to you. Let's make his save. I won't make this public, of course. 28. Success. So half damage. So 6 points damage.
Yeah.
6 to the first one. The one behind him is next. Rachel, I guess if I clicked on all 4 of them at once, select all 4 of them, and then clicked on saving throw, it would roll for all 4, wouldn't it?
I want to say yes, but I don't think I've ever tried it.
Yeah.
For multiple creatures,
This one failed, so that's going to be full damage. Minus 11. And we'll have to try it in the future. The one in front of Grunder. He's next. Let's see how he does. DC 21 Fortitude for this Key Blast. Success. So he takes half, so he's going to take 6. 6. Oh. Almost dead. The last one. Failure, so he takes 11. All right, so that was quite effective. The one most damaged, that one right in front of Grunder. He's looking really fragile.
Anyone who failed gets pushed back 5 feet.
Oh no, I forgot.
And I don't know if anyone critically failed. If they did, they get pushed 10.
There was no criticals. I think it was... Well, they all failed. No, there was one success. I'm going to say it was the one... I'm going to say it was this one, behind this one. So this one is going to push the other one back. How far? 10 or 5 feet? 5?
5 feet on a failure, 10 on a critical
Gotcha.
failure.
All right.
Since
Alright.
we're grabbed or we moved with it,
It lets you go. In both cases. So get rid of your grabbed condition. The force pushed them away. Okay. Quite effective.
And a turn.
My flaming sphere is in front of Grunder.
I know, I'm not gonna... It's still there.
Okay.
Okay, it's time for this one right there. He's gonna 5, 10. He's gonna move back up to you, Grunder, and he's gonna attack you with a pseudopod. Undeterred. 33. Is that critical or normal? Crit.
normal, 24.
Normal damage. 17. Acid and bludgeoning. (14 plus 3). 14, 15, 16. Yeah. Okay, now I know how to read this. It says underneath the total damage in parentheses, it says 14 with a hammer symbol, plus 3 with a green vial next to it. So that is the breakdown of the damage then. 14 bludgeoning, 3 acid. Okay. I'm new to this. And it's going to grab you. And for its final trick, it's going to squeeze you, Grunder. You need to make a basic fortitude save against this constriction damage.
33, critical success.
Okay. No damage. You would have took 9 extra damage there, including acid damage and bludgeoning. So you avoided that as it tried to squeeze the life out of you. It just was too weak. It's done. We're going to go to Agatha.
Okay. Let's see here. I do have a question for you. The creatures that we're currently fighting, are they ageless?
Ageless?
Yes, like, do they
No.
never age?
Is that like a keyword? Or you just...
Yes.
No.
Okay, good. Agatha is going to move forward.
What are you thinking?
And let's see here. Okay, it is 2 cast action. And as she steps forward, she's going to reach out and she's going to lightly touch where the creature it's got a hold him. It's not touching him, she's touching the creature. And then she's going to cast Curse of Lost Time.
Excuse me. You curse the target with rapid aging or erosion. The effect depends on whether the target is an object, a construct, or a living creature. This is a living creature. Artifacts and objects and constructs is determined. Okay, object. This looks pretty cool, this spell. Living creature. The living creature must attempt a fortitude save. Ageless creatures are
DC
immune.
22.
Okay, let's roll it and see. Let me make this public because it's fun. This will be a fun roll for you guys to see. I want to see how this spell works. 32 critical success, which is a shame. The living creature is unaffected. Success. The living creature briefly ages, becoming clumsy 1 and enfeebled 1 for 1 round. Failure. As success with a duration of 1 hour. Critical failure. As a success with an unlimited duration. Ouch. Ooh.
Did somebody cast that on me?
Wow.
In real life, I'm always clumsy. Oh, that's a pretty good spell, though.
Wow. Nice one, Dizzy. Nice one. All right, so it passed, so nothing happens. Sadly. Oh well. Good try. Thea, you're up.
I'm gonna stay where I am, and then this time I'll cast Moonbeam.
Fire.
24.
That's a hit. That's critical.
16, and it should hit both of them.
16 damage. Attack. 120-foot range. How's it hitting more than one?
No. target one. Never mind. I was thinking it was like a straight shot beam. I might be thinking of a different spell. So yeah, just the one directly in front here.
Electric arc.
Mm,
Electric arc
it was
does
something. It was something beam. It wasn't just electric arc that I was thinking of, because that one you could pretty much be placed anywhere.
that. Okay.
But yeah, just to the guy in front.
All right, you got 16.
Yep.
And
16 fire.
16 fire. That will destroy it. As it goes up in flames and starts to singe and burn and bubble.
Oh, it was this one.
Oh. Was it? Darn it.
We can make it this one.
You want to make it that one? Because I...
Yeah, if that's the one that's got... If Grunder is still grabbed,
He is.
then yeah, we'll make it that one.
Okay. Give yourself a hero point. That was good. That was creative. All right, so you're no longer grabbed. Althea was effective there with the moon beams. Finishing off the creature. Dwarf, you're safe. Of course, you wouldn't know that. You're raging right now. Kill, seethe, seethe. Gnash teeth.
Then the beard's turned a deeper shade of red.
Nearly unrecognizable.
The spit's coming off your mouth. All right, so that's it, or do you have more? That was one.
No, additionally, I continue casting, and I'll cast guidance for Cassandra.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That is it.
Okay. You're up, Dwarf. For Grunder, you're raging.
I'm going in.
Hopping over the carcass.
That's
I'm
a
going-
big leap.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm going to take an attack on the one to the left, the one that's parallel with me.
Oh, that attack, since it was a success, the target's also dazzled for 1 round.
All right, wait a minute.
Oh wait, it's dead. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm all
All
sorts
excited.
of
Corpse is
confused
dazzled.
today. The corpse is dazzled. Give me what I am due. Sorry, Kyle. Go ahead.
You're fine. Hey, we're all learning. 25, Fritz.
Critical hit. Up, it's immune to it. 13.
You got 13 points of bludgeoning damage, and that was normal damage. Yeah, and then I'll just keep my shield raised. And that'll be it for me.
I think we gotta stop bludgeoning them. Alright, guys, I gotta head out here. I'll be on.
Yeah, come back in, Jess.
When my turn comes, because it's coming next, just move the ball with one action to the most damaged one, and then you can pick a spell, a 2-action spell to finish it off, hopefully.
All right,
Anyone.
That. Gotcha.
Use fire. Alright, guys, I'll see you.
all right, Jess.
Alright, later.
Take care, Jesse.
See you.
You're done, Vigrunder?
Yeah.
All right, Sheppy's up next. There's already a creature in with the square with the ball.
Yep, that's where I'm gonna sustain it.
Okay, 2 more actions. And just, engage the creature. So, has to make a reflex save. Put it in the chat. Okay.
I make a DC 22 reflex.
failure. So whatever you roll, it's going to take. 13 fire.
Fire.
That is enough to incinerate and destroy this new jelly. So that one immediately dies.
And I'm going to do a 2-action spell, like the man said. Scorching Ray to the one north of Vergrunder. The one directly above me.
Okay.
I will hero point that.
Okay. It is a hit.
Then I will not hero point that.
It's just not a crit.
And it's going to take 7 points of fire damage.
All right. It burns and bubbles.
Yes, fire. It always works. See, Althea?
That's it for Sheppy.
Okay, next is this one? Okay. Since you're almost in its lap, it's going to attack you with its pseudopods.
Miss.
And 18. I'm gonna make this blind again. Okay, so it missed. Try again. Oops. Don't want to do that. Got a hit here, got a hit. Okay, it's not being very effective. It's going to continue one more time. Wow. No. So you fend off its blows from the pseudopod creature. Next. Okay, the one directly north of you is going to... It's just going to attack. Oh, these little pseudopods are coming all over you, attacking you. 31. I think that's going to be a normal hit.
Hit, not crit.
Damage. 21 total. Yeah. And it's going to grab you. Okay. Give yourself a grab.
Yep.
And then it's going to constrict you. So make a DC, a basic DC 23.
31.
31, you're good. Nada. Oh, it's basic. So it's just a success. So let me roll damage. And you will take half of this. 5 points total. Okay, it attempts to squeeze the life from you. And that's it. We're going to go to Cassandra. Let me get these bodies out of here. They're just too big.
All right. So I'll go there as one action. Flurry of blows on the orc jelly. Does the 15 hit?
Yep. It's
Okay.
Not crit.
So a total of 15 damage to the one that's grabbing the Grunder. And then it should roll a fortitude saving throw or be stunned.
It critically succeeded. The one good thing is that it did not split from the
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
I have one action left, so I might as well try to hit it again. Alright. End of turn.
So your strike was a 13,
That's correct.
so you hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, its armor class is 10 currently.
So it takes another 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and it doesn't split, so... Yeah, describe how you finish it off with your bludgeoning attacks. You killed it.
So the first two were just sort of she decided to like kick it on one side to try to gather it together, kick it on, then circular or kick around to push more of it together so it's more compact. And then once it's compact, she does like Iron Fist from the Marvel comics, and then she just punches it straight in the middle and makes a big gooey mess.
Yep. Nothing but a big goo is left. All right. That was a good thing. You also made it off guard when you did that, too. I gave you off guard against it.
Ah, okay. Alright, end of turn.
How good are you guys on time? Can we finish this combat, Althea and Eric?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I think we're close to finishing the combat. They both say near death, so I should be good for that.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Next, I'm going to go to Agatha.
Alrighty. Agatha is going to take one step into the room. As she steps in, she's going to look at the creature beside Vogrund. And as she raises a hand, she's gonna slowly make a hand to like a fist. And as she does this, you'll start to see shadows forming around the creature as she casts malicious shadow.
Wall of text. You may shape the target's shadow into a deadly form, such as strangling hands, a dangerous weapon, harrowing runes, or the like, and command it to attack the target. When you cast the spell, and each time you sustain the spell, the shadow makes the strike against the target. The shadow moves along with the foe, always remaining within reach. If you sustain the spell multiple times in a round, you gain this effect each time. The shadow uses and contributes to your multiple attack penalty. Your multiple attack penalty. Okay. Wow. What are you doing? Bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing as this blob-like shadow appears next to the creature?
Bludgeoning.
Okay, what do you do? Just click that as a 2 action?
Mm-hmm. Alright, there's that. Do you just want your roll damage?
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, don't you have to attack? Wait a minute. Malicious shadow. Blah, blah, blah. So it gave you... The first set of boxes was the type of damage, and when you click that, it gave you this new set of boxes, like attack, right?
It gave me damage, counteract, and select other variant.
So you got to make your
It has
attack
to make
roll
a
first.
strike. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Well, you did ask. Should I roll damage? I'm not sure what happened there.
Going to counterpoint that with a hero point?
Well, you did hit.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll keep it.
Okay, so your damage, you want to keep your damage of 13?
Gonna keep it 13.
Bludgeoning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you kill it. Its shadow briefly appears, another blob-like creature, and I guess the tentacles attack the creature itself as it appears, and it just kills itself. So, yeah, killed it. Only had 5 hit points. Very good, Agatha. Very good. You done?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go to Althea. Things are thinning out there as you provide light and support with your moonbeams. What do you do?
I guess I might as well run in there, right?
Careful.
It's just a little bit too out of range.
Let's not get cocky now. Come on. Your friends are in there. Dwarf is seething, spit flying everywhere.
Are these tables or just metal planks that I can step on?
Yeah, they're tables.
Okay.
I'm not making you jump them. You could slide under.
If they're tall, I might just be able to run right under.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll get right in there, right behind Grunder, and you know what? We'll take a chance. She casts Divine Lance. See if these guys are any evil. She got a 19.
It doesn't seem to have any effect. It does not acknowledge your strike. This divine glowing lance that attempts to pierce the creature.
Alright, that's all she's got.
For Grunder.
I'm gonna move up.
I'll be back.
Okay.
25.
25 is a critical hit. Oh, it's immune to criticals. You know this.
It's gonna take 13 bludgeoning normal damage.
Okay. All right.
Then I'm gonna do it again.
Hold on. Oh, right on top of Cassandra. What happened there? I'm going to put it here. It peels off this second creature. Let me adjust the hit points here. Okay. All good.
26 on the second one.
All right, so it's a hit. Go ahead and roll it.
11 points bludgeoning.
You defeated it. Go ahead and describe your kill.
As it's wriggling back and forth, our Thurian slams into its gut before he slams his shield into its face as he jumps up in the air, slamming his mace hard in a vicious uppercut. Kind of moves the creature off the ground. You hear a sickening as it kind of lifts the creature off the ground before it falls back down, dead. The sound of the strike absolutely echoes, sounding like somebody smacked some wet meat.
All right, let me adjust something here. Okay. Very good. Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
That's it for you. We're going to go to Sheppy. Don't forget his little sphere. It's still in there.
I'm back.
Does he have like produce flame or something?
Well,
Yeah.
don't forget
Yeah,
the sphere.
maybe-
If you don't
maintain
sustain
the
it, it's
sphere,
gone.
Sustain the sphere and then produce flame.
Well, I gotta move to sustain it. It's only within 30 feet.
You could just ignore it. Do something else.
Well, Sheppy's gonna move into the room. He won't let me move him, Fritz, but... Sheppy's gonna move up behind Althea and he's gonna sustain the sphere and move it over to the creature's position.
What's the range on it?
"30 feet.
Should be able to make it, I think. I think if you hold down control, you can measure. Yeah. So it has to be 30 feet from him. What am I doing? Yeah, you got him. Oh, that's 40. That's 25. That's 30. Yeah, you can get him. Right in that corner there.
That's gotta make a DC 22 reflex.
What is it, a basic save?
No, if it succeeds, it takes no damage at all.
It got failure.
It takes the full 14
And it's
fire
fire.
damage.
Singe it up. He finished it off. Sheppy singed it. It just boils and melts away. A pool of brown bubbling mess is all that remains to the fire. Could get rid of that. Very good. You finished him off. Congratulations. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so you entered this chamber full of these rooms and strangeness, like something was built here or something. Not built, but maybe flesh warped would be a better term. And you encountered these giant ochre, brown, yellow colored jellies. Every time you slammed into them, with bludgeoning especially, they would break apart, producing these slightly smaller versions of itself. And you were able to defeat them. I think there was as many as 4 at one point. That last one there, not the last one, the one before it, the one that you hit, that technically should have split apart. But I messed up there. So I let you kill it. But I gave the other one some extra hit points to make up for it. So you finished that off too. Sheppy. So it all worked out. Very good. Congratulations, you get some XP for that. Silence once again returns to the heroes.
Yeah, Burgunder just lays there panting, standing there panting, I should say, as he looks to the others. Should we barricade this room and take a little rest?
Now, do you turn your rage off at will?
It says until either 1 minute or there are no enemies that I can perceive.
All right. You look to the left and the right and see nothing remaining. You begin to breathe heavy and gain some composure about yourself once again. And again, there's metal shelves and what looks like operating tables in this chamber. Kind of a hint as to what they were used for, maybe. You've kind of seen this before. Clean bones and bits of rusted metal lie in piles throughout the chamber. So there's these little stacks of bones and rusted metal all over the chamber. Refuse.
Agatha would move to probably, let's see, where did she move? The what looks like tables, are they like cemented to the floor?
No.
Okay.
You can push them over.
Alright, in that case, she's going to cast Mage Hand, pick up one of the tables, and then she's going to try and barricade the doors with it.
What's the weight limit on that spell?
Let me see here. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Regardless, you can move it up against the door. Even if you help your hand.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll help her move the stuff around and barricade.
Let's take a look around before we start barricading ourselves in this room. It's just a suggestion. While they're gathering the tables, I'm going to take a look around. Make sure that this is actually a safe place. And what's scattered amongst the bones and debris.
Yeah, Sheppy's gonna be looking at the walls and stuff.
Fritz, it says targets one unattended object with a bulk of 1 or less.
That's not a table.
Okay.
I guess it could be if it's really made out of light stuff, but yeah, you can help your hand and bar the door if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that's what she's gonna do.
You could just as easily move it out of the way if you need to make a quick escape. Escape. Let me look at the
So for
room.
now, she'll use the tables to bar the doors, I should say.
Okay. Who's searching?
I
think
am.
Elsie is.
And Sheppy's also searching.
Yeah, Sheppy's searching the walls.
Cassandra will as well. Are those bookcases, Fritz?
Yeah, they're like metal shelves. They're bare. And, okay, while Agatha does this with her magic, and Agatha and Cassandra are going through the room, searching the shelves, these piles. What are you doing, dwarf? Are you just recovering?
No, I'll be helping Agatha bar the doors.
That's right. That's right. I'll move you over there. Sheppy's probably looking around searching too. So everybody's searching. Go ahead and make a perception roll. Blind.
If I got a 1, I would like to reroll.
You got a 1. Wow, good call.
You're kidding? Oh
No.
my gosh. Let me reroll. Wow. What are the chances?
Well, I was gonna say, Underground is helping Agatha. She's gonna reach into
Whoops, I revealed the
her
wrong one.
her one pouch and she's gonna
Oh,
pull out
much better though.
let's see, where is it? She's gonna pull out a elixir of life of lesser and give it to Thundergrenard. I probably butchered his name wrong.
Just call him Grund. Grunder. Grund. Grund.
So you be getting elixir of life lesser from Agatha.
Okay, there you go. You can use that if you want to drink it.
Ah, thank you, lad. Appreciate it. I'll stick it in my bag and make some good use of it later.
I would suggest you drink it now, because if we run into something, if something tries to come through those doors, Althea might not have time to heal you, so I would suggest you drink that.
Now, Fred, are these walls made out of stone?
Yes.
I'd like to try something.
While you're doing that, Althea, in one of the piles of the bones and rusted bits of metal, you find what looks like a key. A very elaborate looking key, 4-pronged in its design. I'm going to drag that to your character sheet. It'll be in your inventory. 4-pronged key. Cassandra spots that very same key and she comes rushing over to the pile. What is that? You look up to the ceiling. Cassandra and Althea and Sheppy. And you notice something in the ceiling since nobody was actively looking at the ceiling. Looking up there, you can see over a few of these piles, you see what looks like some type of shaft that kind of sticks out from the ceiling, maybe 6 inches or so. And it looks like it has a latch on it, like it could be opened and closed. Perhaps what was going through that pipe is the pile. Hard to say. There's more. You find amongst the debris what looks to be scoured clean by the acid of these oozes, perhaps. They did have acid when they attacked you. You find a chain shirt, a steel shield, a total of 3 daggers, several caltrops, professional fishing tackle, a spyglass, 14 pitons, which are good for securing doors, barring them, or climbing, and 30 feet of chain. Now, the 3 of you were searching this entire room. You found a lot of stuff, and they're all clean. They're not rusted. They're not even dirty. So obviously these creatures must have been at work here.
Do we get Sheppy to detect magic on the armor and weaponry?
He would, yeah.
I'll
I
make a
wonder
little...
if this room was used as like the like a waste disposal. Have these creatures break them down.
Let me give you a little treasure chest or something so you can divvy up these goods. It's not on the map. I gotta drag it onto the map.
Fritz, I'd like to use my stone cutting ancestry feat to look at the walls and the floor and see if there's anything else hidden.
Okay, give me a second and I'll read that. Let me drag this to the sheet. Or the map. There it is. You guys can see that?
Mm-hmm.
It says dissection chamber. I wonder why. But there you go. That's full of those items I described. You can drag them to your sheet at your leisure. Or leave them as a stockpile. You have a knack for noticing even small inconsistencies in craftsmanship techniques in the stonework around you. You gain a +2 circumstance bonus to perception checks to notice unusual stonework. This bonus applies to checks to discover mechanical traps made of stone or hidden within stone. If you aren't using the seek action or searching, the GM automatically rolls a secret check for you to notice unusual stonework anyway. So it's like the rogue's ability, trap sense. This check doesn't gain the circumstance bonus, and it takes a -2 circumstance penalty when that occurs. All right. So you're checking the stone walls for any kind of craftsmanship?
Yep, walls, floor, anything that might appear out of place.
Yep.
As
Yeah.
I'm sipping on this potion, how much hit points do I get back from that, Des?
3d6.
3d6.
+3, no?
It's just a potion, isn't it?
It's an elixir of life.
Put it in the chat. Just click on its image. Should put it in the chat.
3d6 plus 6.
+1 item bonus versus diseases for 10 minutes. Wow. It's an elixir too. Too bad we don't have an alchemist. Alright. The walls don't seem to have any craftsmanship on them all on any part of the wall. They're just hewn stone or natural stone in some spots, somewhat damaged here and there. It just looks like a spare room. Looking around, it looks like a room that contained debris and refuse, really. The tables are all rusted, as if they were used for something. Hasn't been in a long time. You as well, Grund, notice in the ceiling, you can see them. You can see these several pipes that come down, jutting from the ceiling about 6 inches. They have little latches and looks like they can be opened and closed. You'd need a ladder to get up there, or a rod to open it if you wanted to open it. But that looks like how they work. They have a little hatch on them. Something above.
Hey, it looks like they're stripping off the weapons and armor off the folks in the upper room, throwing the stuff down here. Whole place looks almost like a processing facility, almost.
If anyone wants to make a society check, I might be able to give you a little bit more knowledge you may or may not know.
I guess I'll do it. Do you want this public or private?
Private.
Okay.
As a dwarf,
Coming your way?
okay, Grunder, living underground a good portion of your life, and in some bigger cities and towns, you know that it's not an uncommon practice to use things like oozes and jellies that corrode and eat and rot things like metal and garbage. And in many of these underground cities and above ground cities, they collect garbage and literally just feed it to these creatures in large pits. So it wouldn't be unusual to come across something like this this perhaps might be some kind of refuse disposal area? Maybe? In this case, these creatures were literally using acid to clean off useful things like steel shields, steel weapons, and things like that, which is a nice little cherry on the cake. If you come back here and, hey, I've got a new chain shield, I'm taking that. If anybody did that, but that's not an uncommon practice to use things like oozes and stuff for that purpose.
Aye, the oozes act like cleaners. They not really purify, but they dispose of the stuff. Also, if nobody wants to pick, I'm grabbing it.
Agatha would look through it and then really not see anything in there about pique her interest. She kind of lets everybody else go through it.
Yeah, Althea takes a step back. I don't see anything of use for me in here. Go ahead, help yourself.
What did Sheppy say was magical in there?
He just detected magic.
I'm here, by the way.
Hi there, how you doing?
Doing good.
Hey, Jess, we found a bunch of loot, like chain, spyglass, which is pretty good. Fishing tackle, professional, some caltrops, some armor, and a few weapons and a shield.
Fishing tackle. That would come in handy, says
Yeah, I was
Sheppy.
thinking there. I'll take that.
That's why I didn't take it, because I figured Sheppy, the one who is underneath the Otari fishery, might want some fishing tackle. So, yeah, go for it.
Maybe I don't have to eat fish bones anymore. I can actually catch my own.
Okay, we're at 10:26. Let's wrap it up, I think. If you want to do anything, Jesse, with your situation here, feel free.
What do I do? Just
You can open that little icon with a hammer and
oh,
chisel.
I can move it. I see it.
Yeah, you can double click that and it opens up into what you find in there. That's the stuff you found from these piles and debris and maybe on the shelf here and there. There's a few shelves in here. You could just add them to your character sheet. All right, let's wrap this up and then we'll do our post chat before we all have to leave and fall asleep. Folks, we're going to call it here. I'm going to let everybody do a quick outro. And then we'll be back next week with episode 66. 66. This was fun. It was a little bit rocky in the beginning on my end. But yeah, it went pretty good. I enjoyed it. So, Rachel, number one, you're up first. Your outro. What'd you think?
It was pretty good.
It was okay. It was okay.
It would help if I wasn't so tired at the end.
I know.
No, this was a good session. It was interesting. We definitely haven't had anything quite like that whole performance bit at all in the whole campaign so far. That was really out there. It was silly. It was fun. I'm glad that everything was successful and we didn't have to murder everybody. Because sometimes it's nice not murdering everybody. And those who do like to murder, well, they've got their fix by destroying these oozy creatures, slimes, or whatever they were.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, they were, and it's surprising to see something kind of duplicate after bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just imagining as our companions are going through and fighting these creatures, they're fairly seasoned fighters and adventurers, and I imagine as soon as that first hit and it split into two, like, they all probably were like, what? This isn't normal. But good session. I'm definitely interested to see what happens next.
Okay. What do you think, Dizzy?
Uh,
Did you enjoy it? Good
rather
fun?
dramatic entrance for Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of gives way for her slow change from being kind of drawn back, rather quiet and everything, to now she's just more. She's become a little bit more calculating, a little bit more cunning in what she's doing. Kind of a different 180 change from how she used to be. So.
And she knows things which will be revealed in the future, whether
But
folks ask or not.
But that's all I'm going to reveal for now.
Excellent. Thanks, Dizzy. Cassandra, what'd you think? Did you have fun?
I thought it was fun.
Good.
Cassandra,
Oh,
of course, was very nervous about the whole performance thing, and with good reason, because she was terrible at it. She actually legitly is more comfortable fighting acidic blobs of ooze than getting on stage and trying to get people to like her. So she's glad she was able to find her comfort after that terrifying event in the bar. She's glad Agatha is back. I wish I knew Agatha was coming back. Just a metagame, I would have taken the skill feat that lets me use treat wounds on undead creatures. But when you switched out characters, I was like, oh, I guess I don't have to do that anymore. So we'll have to wait for next level for that one. Other than that, it's good. I feel we're making some progress, and I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, we don't know how long she's going to be back or what's really happening. Things are going on behind the scenes, trust me. But thanks for that, Eric. Jesse, what's going on?
Hey guys, I had fun with the bar thing. I've been thinking about it all week actually, so that's why I had such a ornate little plan going there. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it's nice to see everybody kind of clicking and spells working and crits going off and feats being used. It's great. It's good to see. I'm glad everybody had a good time, and can't wait for next week.
Awesome. That's great. I'm glad it filled your thoughts all week. Good distraction.
Yeah.
That's what these games are about.
Yep.
Kyle. What's going on, Kyle? What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I mean, kind of echoing what Sheppy said there. It's kind of good to see that everybody did something unique there for the bar scene. I was kind of, as soon as Sheppy was saying it in character, I was all right. I know exactly what I have to pull up. But yeah, I mean, and then I really walked into that thinking, okay, there's 12 of them, there's 5 of us. We picked this fight kind of in a way, or at least I have. So I'm glad it went well, and no blood was shed. And then the used creatures was not expecting it. Was not expecting bludgeoning to be kind of used against me there, because I spec into hammers, which are bludgeoning. So kind of played right into the enemy on that one, but we got him in the end, and I had a damn good time doing it.
Excellent. That's great. Experience points was pretty good tonight. You all got 170 points of XP, which is quite a bit. It's because you did that little side quest there. You competed in the battle there. So, Battle of the Bands. So, you can add 170 XP to your sheets. Yes,
Is that with the oozes too?
That's with everything tonight.
Okay.
There's XP in there for the oozes and the battle. There's XP for the Battle of the Bands. And bonus XP if you won, which you did.
Nice.
The most XP
get
you
more
got
experience.
tonight was from winning that competition. That gave you 80 XP
Nice.
just for winning. So there was that. Plus lots of hero points. All right, folks, we're going to call it here. Till next time, we're going to see you guys once again. Hang in there. because it's only going to get better. We'll see you again soon.